I've discovered something completely shocking. If you put things in on the correct side, they go together so much easier. So find that down, I will be showing you. Comes out quite easily. Crank it in that position, like that. Put the arms in, put the cam in, pivot it up, like that. The other arm down. Like that. Leave that sit that way. Get the light out of the way. Take the proper piece here. I did have them marked, but then I painted over it. Another dumb mistake which led to all the problems I've been having. If you can't be handsome, you might as well be handy. And life is looking rough for me. That one in, so it has a guide on both sides for the rubber piece. And put this one in. That has to slide there and there. This has the flat side towards the cams, or the levers, I guess is a better word for it. And it looks like it overextends, so it counts on the window to stop it traveling upward. This can go down like that. The rubber goes inside. There's that piece there, which gets this track, which I should lubricate first. Sprayed on some white lithium grease. And this put it on there. There. And I'll put the screws in. Try and prevent things from popping out all over the place. I might have to retrace this step, but for now I'm just going to anchor it so it can't move. There goes. Unnerving little operation. Brand new piece of glass. This way. So presumably if I put it in the track, the channel, I should get it in the track. I believe it is resting there now. Not quite right yet. Lock that in place now. Quarter-inch thread, quarter-inch long. Tried longer just to be sure, and they do interfere with the mechanism. These are the ones that came out of here. It's been a while. This has been squished here. I got to expand that. That's part of the problem. The problem I'm having now is that I thought I could put the window in and push it down into the track for winding up and down. The problem is that as I do that, because of the angles of the mechanism inside, the slots that it has cut in it, when I push down, the mechanism goes forward and it tends to dig into this channel. So when I wind the window down, it's jamming and it's ripping the felt out down underneath. So I'm going to try a new way of doing it, which is to put the channel and the window together, loosen the winder mechanism. I'll have to take this out, and then I will try and get the support and the channel that holds the window onto the mechanism. It's finally into the track. I have the glass, you can see here, poking just above, so it's up pretty much level with the top of the window frame and outside the channel. This end is down, so we have that pivot is free. It is finally popped into place. I think I have as far as I can tell, I've got the rubber washer on the outside and the leather on the inside, with the slot in between them running along the peg. So now I will slowly work it into position to get it back into the channels, keeping it on the pivots. But this is with the window wound completely down. And this last ending, we go. Looks like everything's good. Track back on. Just going to spray this with a bit more grease. This is definitely a multi-stage process. So I wound it all the way down. I got the roller into the top, into the front slot. Now I have the back piece here and a little more visibility. I can see if I can line that up. Now they've taken the tape off. And there it is, it's so close. Slot is here, the roller is there. Forward a bit. And it's in. Just like that. Piece of cake. Now I will put the track on this roller so it doesn't go anywhere. There. One screw in it so it can't pop out. It's not likely to do. But at this point, it's chicken. There. Perfect. That was easy. So in summary, before I forget what I did, I took the mechanism out, put the window in, took it to the top, retained it with tape running along both sides, slipped this back in. Because of these two holes I could see what I was doing, so I advised putting those in there. Then I could take the front roller and work it into the slot, the elongated slot on this end. And then slowly move this bit by bit, not forcing anything. Bringing the window then back down and lining up, because I can see through here now, lining up the back roller to the right spot, pushing it in, and then working the window back into the channel and retaining this roller and sliding it up. I'll just let it sit, let the silicone that's in there set completely, and just screw things up instead of screwing things up, and it should be all set to go. So this is a GMB body. It's made from 41 to 47. Has a sloping pillar here. The A bodies had a straight pillar and were a bit longer. So this applies to everything that had a two-door B body, 41 to 47, the GM. So Chev, Oldsmobile, Buick, Pontiac, Cadillac. So to do that, this far hole is 19 inches from the pillar, 19 inches from this pillar back to the center of that hole, and the other one is 8 1/4. Less, this 8 1/4 this way, so 11 inches. You could move these back 1/2 inch and it wouldn't hurt at all. So hope that helps. I know I've seen this similar type of arrangement in 50s and some, I think even into the 60s for GM. So hopefully that helps. So I took the window out and I put the channel on the workbench on a piece of rug. I sprayed it with silicone spray. I hit it on with a rubber hammer, rubber mallet, carefully, and then wiped off the excess silicone. The silicone does dry out overnight, so I'm not going to test it too much today. Now I put it in with the window crank up to the maximum. So I put the channel track on the roller that was here, the one that's furthest back. It's a straight arm that comes directly from this quadrant and it's fixed. So I wound it up to the top, pulled it over to the middle of the opening and fitted the mechanism onto it. The retainer for the window that has the slots that the winder uses. Now I have the one at the back which is on a pivot, part of it here. Move it back and forth a bit. Now I have to try and fit that into the slot, the opening on the slot here. Unfortunately I can't show it too well with the camera. It's a very dark area and it's quite tight. So I'll use this flashlight and try and look down inside and work it. If I have to use a piece of wire on this pivot, I will, and try and work it back and forth, and then with a screwdriver very gently trying to find the hole. Once it's in, then I can tighten everything back up. But right now, you don't want to put any leverage on glass or you will regret it very quickly. Even though these windows are strong, they can easily be pushed beyond their limits. And this is a very tricky way to put windows in. You haven't been able to find any videos explaining how to do it. And this kind of method, I believe, was used up until the late 50s, maybe even later. So there are millions of cars, if you're replacing the glass in the passenger compartment on a two-door, that this will apply to. Okay, the pivot is right here. I'm not sure where the opening is at the moment. I do have a camera, a borescope, and I will have a look with that first. You can't really show you on the borescope, but the one roller is here with the hole, and the other one is about here. So using the other side as an example, so this is flipped basically. If it's there, then the other one is here. Fortunately, it's a longer slot, so it gives me a little more room to work with, but I have to get this roller, which is presently right here, to around in here. It's very hard to feel anything. You might get a bit of a look here if I push it that way towards the outside of the car. You can see the roller is now right here. So if the slot is there, I have to get down past the channel. Right now it's above the channel. So if I can slope that and pull this, I might get somewhere. There we go. That pops past now. No idea where the slot is. I'm starting to feel something there. Another look. Okay, I can see the opening in the channel. It's right there. Now I can't see the roller, but that should be around here somewhere. So it has to go back quite a bit. That makes it tricky. If I pull that down, that, pull this forward, rollers here. It's going to be more a case of feel than anything else, I think. You can see where the channel is now. So I've left about an inch, and I hope that it stays where it is. I think I'm going to try screwing this in. That one is there. You can see the hole right there on the roller. I'm not sure why that is so awkward there. There we go. Just the weight. See if I can get this wound in here. to be in the groove, that's got to be in the groove. I'm going to put all the screws in just to make sure we don't get any more play in the mechanism than is necessary. True to form, I dropped one of the screws and it ran away. Being evasive. Finally found it. It's just down there, about 6 inches away. I'll prove that on the other side. I'm afraid to touch it. I want to thank you for watching through to the end. I hope you have enjoyed this video and any of the other ones that you have seen. And I have a favor to ask. The way YouTube works and other social media, if I don't have likes and dingy bells, then I get ignored. So it's getting harder and harder to find my channel when I do searches to check on how it's going. So if you could subscribe or hit the little dingy bell, that would be wonderful. That would help me a lot. If you think you have some friends who might enjoy this series, ask you to let them know. The more that YouTube and Rumble, etc. see favorites and people who are watching, the more they recommend it. It's getting so that when I even search my channel with the exact name, I end up down the list, and they're putting other sites before this one. So if you can help out in that way, I would sincerely appreciate it. To this point, in the 6 months or so that I've been doing these videos, I've received one comment that tells me that not many people are watching. The most popular video I've had is about 250 people. So I'm not complaining, and I do hope this is helpful. I would like to see more people watching. It would help to encourage me in these efforts. And the one comment I did have, though, was positive. So in that regard, I'm running a 100% positivity rate. Thank you.